Okie dokie. So I'm going to be turning this old Horsebox trailer here into a sauna. So follow along to see how we do it. So we have finished insulating the walls. We're still not doing this section because we're waiting to hear back about what we're doing with the flue and a heat shield. So we're just leaving that just so we've got space, and it's a natural break we've got with this dropped part of the ceiling, which will then be flat through here. So that's fine. But everything else is done. We've just constructed that back wall where the door will slide in there. Yeah, so everything's taped. We've taped over all the fixings. So there's now a completely sealed box. So that's really cool. And then what we're going to do next, we've ripped down some of the flooring and doing like a skirting all the way around that we can then seal off. And then the battens will sit on top of that and the cladding will drop over. So you've got a nice sort of, almost like a waterproof tray. So anything can just be swooshed out there, any filth once you want to clean it all. So that's done. Battens. So we have got these, they're not quite rhombuses, battens, thermo wood. Basically this works, so any moisture that comes behind, any drips will hit that and roll off and not, say it was that way up, sit on here and just pool. So that way up. Fix them to the walls. We know where all of our studs are now. So we're having 4 per wall, 1 up there. Basically that's what we're going to do. Just work our way around, screw those onto the walls, nice and level. Right. Is there a bit of wood there? I can't remember. Okay, and now we're going to put the door in. Ta-da! Ta-da! I forgot to press record. But there is the door. Right, so like that. It doesn't have a catch, which is a bit weird. So I don't quite know. I thought it would have had something to keep that door in, but it doesn't. Okay, so this door, we didn't know, is actually magnetic. We thought there was no catch. This is a magnetic strip. This is metal. So, and it didn't quite line up. So we had to take off these plates, undo the Allen key and adjust them, top and bottom. So it then goes on and holds. We're just getting the handle on properly. We're gonna tighten these up, get that in, and put the wooden one on. Okay, so for the cladding, because we've done this upstand here, we want to come down over the top of the batten there, down enough that just covers that. It makes it all nice. So we're going to have a nice uniform line. We're going to basically use that and move it along, stick them along there, and then fire them up above this batten into this roof area. And then when we do that section, it'll cover any indiscrepancies up there, which there shouldn't be really. And then this ceiling will be going that way. So we'll try and get all the way up, along and back down. That's the plan. We've got 2 surfaces coming in, not at 90 degrees, a little bit weird angle. These boards have like a 5mm tongue and groove shadow gap, like that. So we want to achieve that here. But if you were to butt these up on that angle, it doesn't really work. You can't put it in, it's either too big or not enough. So, cleverly, what we've done is we've cut the back off the tongue, or the groove even, so the tongue has plenty of space to go in and hide. Right, so if that sat there like this, bear with me, this can slide in. You can go all the way, which we don't want, but then we can pull it out to give us the even gap, but then retaining some wood all the way down. So that's what we're going to do. Okay, so we're using 18 gauge stainless steel pins and this gun. It's a Milwaukee gun. I'm going to do hidden nailing, so we will be firing a nail into the back here through this bit, so you can't see that. No face nails, even though stainless will be fine, it just is ugly. So yeah, we'll be firing all through there, and then just going to work my way along.
Have you still got that Makita gas?
Yeah.
So you're back.
I have got that actually. It's true. Maybe I could bring that. Well, yeah. No good on site though. That's the problem. But because this has been great, but it probably has fired, 40,000 nails or more.
Almost time for retirement.
Yeah, I think so. So we've got the walls on now and the ceiling. And we're now just going to start getting these up. Basically, we've come up with an idea for these corners as opposed to doing lots of individual bits. We have ripped down two and get them to go together. And that would basically, like that sort of sit over like that. A bit of a tidier, cleaner look. So we're going to do that. So yeah, we're just working in this corner, get all these pushed up. Fixed in, and then we can do door frames and carry on. Okay, roof. So we've got this rubber. It's basically going to go over like that. I think from where we've sort of been looking, that this has been replaced. Well, this has been replaced at some point to a piece of metal, which I think is completely in the way of that. So I'm going to cut this out, and then this will go over the top of the whole thing. Should be fine. Okay, so we've cut a rough hole where this is going to come out. Level it up, we've got this handy magnetic level. And then we are going to now put this metal bit, stick that to the ceiling, like that, and then there's another side, that bit there. Put that on, and that will give us like something to fix to and somewhere to locate everything. And then we pack this section here with non-combustible insulation. It's like a roll of sort of white cotton looking stuff that's wrapped in a piece of metal. That fills that void, and then there's another metal bracket goes underneath here, and then we clad it, and then there's a decorative black plate that goes over that, he says. Okay, so we wedge those in there, just while that super hold mastic goes off, but that's given us enough space for this to be able to wiggle, enough to get it plumb. It's looking pretty good, but you know, once this is where it needs to be, yeah. Okay, so we're going to do the ceiling, and we're going to cut all of these the same length through this middle, get all that covered, completely go over the hole, and then we'll cut that out later when we have a final position of the burner. And then we're going to basically work out from this point to this point what these cuts are, get all those cut. It's going to be slight hard to get them pinned in because you've got to pin them in through this side, and we want to just get them all in the right place. And I don't want to start here and then keep going out and it just comes off straight, and then by the time you get here you might be like on the piss. So I think get them all cut, check they all fit nicely, maybe mark them up where they start and where they finish, and then come back, pin them, maybe use the laser to get a nice straight line, and then work our way back across. So to work out the angle up here, we're using this bevel gauge. Line that up there like that. Transfer the line onto the timber. It gives us that. And then we should be able to slide that down here. Like that. And then basically from there, we'll then get another piece of wood like that. It says, and just transfer that angle down here. Okay, so we're getting along like that. This is all working out quite well. We are also sticking, we've got some high tack stick these ones on because access to pin them with hidden pins isn't working, so I just can't get the nailer in. But every so often you can go between the gaps with the nailer, and then using one of these nail setter, you can tap that in, but you just don't want tons of nails visible really. They're all stainless, so they won't rust or corrode or anything, but it's looking good. And then we've got that wall there. Okay, so all of that's in. We just cut a rough hole, some windows. This basically two different angles where the roof wall starts moving from this side, from here to here, is different. It's about 50 mil more towards the front of the trailer on this side and this side. So we've got a different sort of angle. Can't just do exactly the same. So we've done that up there, and that's had to be slightly notched. So this piece that comes in here is going to have a bevel cut as well, taking it up. You'll see in a second. So these, basically, I've just mentioned before, those rips there, slide in here, match up with this one, and then we'll do the same with that side. But again, we're going to have to come up in a funny shape. Rough hole, not the final hole, just a hole. That fits. Awesome. Right, take it back out. Here are our heat shields. Matt's banged his head. Basically, they're going to... What was that? They're going to slot in there like that, and put another one here and another one here, and then the stove fits in there. So I'm just going to drill those out, fix them.